Welcome to the RapidLog training videos. Today we are going to show you how to use the batch builder function in the RapidLog OnDemand system. Essentially, you only need to use the batch builder function if you don't have a scanner connected to your computer. So if the drivers are emailing you log images, or you guys use a big network scanner to scan in your logs and they get saved out to a network drive, you'll want to use the batch builder function inside of RapidLog Pro. But before we open up the batch builder option in RapidLog Pro, the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make sure that the images are saved in a particular way. So the settings that you'll need for the images is you'll need to have those images saved as TIFF images. That's TIF or TIFF images. The other thing that we'll need to make sure of is that we are getting images that are black and white images, and also that the images are either 200 dpi or 300 dpi. If those conditions aren't met, Batch Builder will just throw those images out and will not bring those into the system. So you'll want to make sure that you have 200 or 300 dpi black and white TIFF images that you're working with. And so if you do have some of those, we should be all set to go here. The first thing that we're going to need to do, though, is we're going to need to upload our images to the on-demand server before we can run Batch Builder. So to do that, what we'll need to do is we'll need to open up our RapidLog FTP module. After you open the FTP module, go ahead and double-click into the company that you need to upload the images to. If you only have a single company, you'll only have one company code in here, so just double-click into that. Otherwise, if you have multiple companies, select the appropriate company by double-clicking on it on the right-hand side here. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to double-click on the Images folder. After we get the Images folder open, we're going to need to drag and drop the images from our local system over to the server. Now, you can either do that through the FTP module here by navigating through the little drop down here and then selecting the appropriate folder. Otherwise, what you can do is, if you have a folder open up on your desktop here, what you can do is you can actually select the images and drag and drop them over to the Images folder there. So you can either drag and drop them from Windows Explorer over to the FTP, or you can navigate through the FTP program. The folders on the left-hand side will be your local system. Just navigate to the folder that you saved your images in, select them all. To do that, you can just click on the first image and then hold in your Shift key and then click on the bottom image, and that'll highlight all of those images for you, and then you can just drag and drop that entire group over to the Images folder on the server. Now, a couple of things that you'll want to be careful of with dropping the images in here is you'll want to make sure that you drop the images in this white area down here. If you highlight over that up arrow there and you get that blue feedback there, you're going to want to just move down a little bit and drop them in the white area, because what it's going to do is it's actually going to put the images in the folder above it, and therefore you can't run Batch Builder against it. So when you go into the Images folder and you're ready to drop the images in, just make sure that you do not highlight that up arrow and that you just drop them anywhere in the white area here. So essentially, we'll go ahead and drop our images into the FTP and the Images folder, and from there it's going to bring this pop-up for us. What we're going to do is we're just going to keep everything up here. We're going to leave everything up here alone, and we're just going to click on the copy button to transfer the images out to the server. From there, you'll get a little progress bar, and once it finishes up, that will go away and the images will be out on the server there, so that you can run Batch Builder against it. Now that you've uploaded the images to the server, just close out of your FTP module there, and the next thing we'll want to do is we'll want to open up RapidLog Pro. After we open up RapidLog Pro, we'll notice that the images are not in the system ready for processing, and this is where the Batch Builder function will come in. So after you open up RapidLog Pro, just go ahead and click on Batch Builder. From here, select the appropriate batch size. I typically like to set this to about 50 to 100 images. That's a real reasonable number to set your batches to. If you want to set a higher number, if you want to process more images at one time, feel free to adjust that number, but if you do have to reset a batch and start from the beginning in RapidLog Pro, smaller batches are typically easier to work through as opposed to the larger batches, and that may save you some time in the long run. But after you set your batch size, just click on the Build button in Batch Builder. After it's done, you'll notice at the bottom right hand corner we're going to get a number there. That's going to indicate the number of images it brought into the RapidLog Pro system. So if you get a 0 there, then there's probably something wrong with the image. Whether it be a color image or a grayscale image, or the DPI isn't matched up right. You're going to want to go back and check that and make sure that the images are 200 or 300 DPI black and white TIFF images. If they're not black and white TIFF images, you're going to see a big 0 at the bottom and you're going to have nothing to process there. So after you're done clicking the Build button, click on the Exit button, and from there you'll see the batch appear in RapidLog Pro for processing. That'll about wrap it up for Batch Builder for the on-demand system. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.